delighted to introduce the filmmaker Nick Broomfield.
I'm amazed we're still all here at such a late hour, and it's a fantastic film festival here, and I'm very, very pleased to be here. And I just wondered really if you had any questions at all about this film, which I just finished. I'll be very happy to answer anything.
Sir.
Of course, I'm depressed as hell from the film, but where was it filmed, and how did you get the equipment and so on?
The question was, where was it filmed, and how did you get access to various things?
It was shot in Jordan, and we borrowed the Humvees and so on from the Jordanian army, who are supplied by the United States. So that's pretty much how we did it. We did a lot of research too before we did the film. We met with Marines who were there on that day. We met with some of the insurgency, and we met with survivors from the massacre who we met in Amman. So it was a fairly lengthy process, the entire. Go ahead.
Do you think that your background as a documentary filmmaker, do you think that was necessary to bring to this film to make it, give it that realistic documentary style? I mean, do you think that helped you prepare for this kind of film? Like, if you had had a more conventional narrative film background, do you think you would have been able to tell the story in this kind of way?
Well, I mean, in a sense, it was very similar to making a documentary. We did just as much research as one would do in a documentary. And what I've always enjoyed about making those kinds of films is using real people and allowing their experiences really to take me through the film. And I think casting ex-Marines to be the Marines, and casting Iraqis who had just left Iraq, who had gone through those kinds of experiences, many of whom had lost family members and so on, gave their performances, if you can call it that, a strength and power that I don't think you would have ever got from actors. So I felt the training I'd done before was very useful. Yes?
What caused you to decide to film about that particular battle? What was your reasoning or impetus to film and make a story about that?
Well, I just happened to choose that particular event, but I think the war in Iraq generally has had very little real reporting, because most reporters have never got out of the green zone. So the reports have either been handouts from the White House, or they've been just at a factual level that is meaningless. But there's been very little ground roots reporting about what it's actually like to be in Iraq, what a day in Iraq is like, what either from, I mean, I guess there's been more from the Marines' point of view, but very little from the Iraqis' point of view. And I don't think anyone here really even knows what the insurgency or who the insurgency is or why the insurgency exists. So it just seemed an opportunity to go into those areas in some detail and to research it properly. And I did it for my own curiosity as much as anything.
Thank you.
Let's go in the back. Jamal.
Were the actors themselves responsible for the dialogue in the film, or was it a combination of the actors' experiences and the writers and yourself?
It was really a combination. I mean, the script was pretty much more a structural breakdown, and there was kind of a lot of ideas put in the script of the kind of things that should be in the scene. Because I think often when you're shooting a scene on the day, you're normally just sorting out chaos, and you don't have any real thoughts very much. I mean, it's more survival than. So we tended to put down all the main points that we wanted to occur in that scene. At the same time, with certain scenes, like, you know, where Elliot breaks down in the bathroom, for example, that was very much his own experiences in Iraq. Elliot had seen a lot of very extreme action in Iraq. He'd lost a lot of friends, And I think the experience of living in the barracks for making the film had brought back a lot of the kind of nightmares and stuff that he had had, and that was his particular scene. And all the dialogue, for example, in that scene was entirely his own. So it was a mixture, really, of direction and the people bringing a lot of their own experience to it.
I've got two questions. The first question is, did you actually go into Iraq to do your research? Did you go out there?
No.
And the second question is, what was your shooting schedule like? It seems like you got to move out fairly quickly. What did you, the editing and all that kind of stuff, it seems like it was a very recent event and very fresh right now. So it's very impressive that you got this out so soon. We started shooting in middle of February. We finished on the 1st of May, and then we'd finished the editing by about the middle of August. So it was pretty quick. I mean, we wanted to get the film done quickly because I was aware of the fact there were a number of other films coming out about Iraq. And also I just felt that it was, in the run-up to the elections and stuff, this would be a useful film to get out there.
Will the film be released theatrically?
Yeah, the film will be released theatrically in this country.
Yes.
I just really want to acknowledge that I'm torn open by the film, and that's why I came. And I'm torn. My heart is broken for everyone involved. And I didn't understand. Exactly what you said. What moved you to do this is because we're so ignorant here, and I just really appreciate. It concretized for me what's this IED thing. I didn't understand it, and I actually saw the thing, and I got the sense of what was going on with these people who would do this, and then what an impact it has, that it blows up everyone's life around it, and then the incredible, what we're welcoming back into this country in terms of your actors. What we have to live with as a culture from what these people have been through. And of course how we've devastated life, everyday life, every day for our Iraqi neighbors. And it just awakens compassion for everyone who's in this horror show that's going on today and has been going on for almost 5 years now. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, go ahead.
You used equipment from the Jordanian army to shoot the film, is that correct?
Yes.
Have you found any blowback from the Americans who wanted to know what the Jordanian army was doing, making a war film that is clearly not in sympathy with the majority of the government right now?
No. To answer your question, no, we haven't heard anything back. But I think that the film is a fair and balanced film. I don't think it paints the Marines into a corner.
I think it is too.
So I think that the Jordanian Film Commission, for example, who we were working with, were mainly concerned that it was a fair film, that it was not something that took a side that was completely damning.